Hey, all my gorgeous gossipers, and welcome back to COCO Gossip, the only place where we read between the lines, connect the dots the network doesn't want you to see, and get the real story behind your favorite reality shows. And honey, today we are diving headfirst into the deep, murky, and allegedly powerful waters of Sister Wives Season 20. TLC has dropped the premiere date, September 28th, 10/9C, mark your calendars, and they are not being subtle. Their official promo is stamping Season 20 with the boldest claim we've ever seen for this show, the most powerful season yet. Now, after the emotional drain and slow-motion car crash that was Season 19, you, me, and everyone on Reddit is asking the same thing. Really? Powerful how? Is it powerful like a breakthrough therapy session? Or powerful like a Category 5 hurricane finally making landfall on Coyote Pass? TLC thinks this is the season that will redefine the Brown family saga forever, and based on what we're hearing from our inside sources, they might just be right, but not for the reasons they're telling you. We're going to break down the official promises, but more importantly, we're going to unveil the insider reports and exclusive theories that paint a picture so explosive, it makes last season look like a pleasant family picnic. We're talking about forced apologies, secret legal battles, and a power play that could end the show as we know it. Now, before we unpack this treasure chest of drama, you know what I gotta ask? If you love getting the scoop that no one else has, if you are ready for the unvarnished truth, do me a huge favor, hit that like button until it turns blue, subscribe to COCO Gossip, and ring that notification bell so you are the first to know when we drop a new video. Your support lets me keep digging for these stories. It's you and me against the network narrative. Let's do this. All right, let's start with the official story. The breadcrumbs TLC is leaving for us. On their official press page and in the 30-second teaser, they've highlighted 3 core pillars for Season 20: new romances, heartfelt apologies, and life-altering turning points. On the surface, this sounds fine. It sounds like a standard reality TV season. But this is Sister Wives, a show that has spent the better part of 5 years in a state of stagnant misery. For them to use a word like powerful, we have to assume these 3 pillars are holding up something massive. Let's put on our detective hats and examine the evidence. Pillar 1, new romances. The obvious one here is Christine. We saw her whirlwind romance and marriage to David Woolley. Season 20 will undoubtedly feature the honeymoon phase, the blending of their families, and Christine's unadulterated joy. This is TLC's feel-good element. It's the spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. We'll see Christine thriving, laughing, and living her best monogamous life, which will, of course, be cut directly against scenes of misery back in Flagstaff. It's reality TV 101, but the promo hints at romances, plural. Who else could they possibly be talking about? This is where our first little whisper from the grapevine comes in, and report from a poster on a private fan forum who has been vetted by moderators and has accurately leaked minor production details in the past, suggests that production heavily pushed for both Janelle and Meri to go on practice dates. The source claims Meri was resistant, but Janelle surprisingly agreed to film 1 or 2 casual outings. Don't expect a full-blown romance, the source says, but expect to see Janelle testing the waters, talking about what she'd want in a partner, and essentially building her I'm moving on narrative. This isn't about finding a new husband. It's about Janelle reclaiming her identity as a desirable single woman. A powerful move indeed. Pillar 2, heartfelt apologies. This, to me, is the most suspicious and potentially explosive promise of the season. Apologies? From who? In the Brown family, a genuine apology is rarer than a completed house on Coyote Pass. The obvious narrative would be Kody apologizing to his estranged children, particularly Garrison, before his tragic passing, and to Gabe and Savannah. An apology to Janelle for years of neglect. An apology to Christine for being, well, Kody. But here is where we drop our first exclusive COCO Gossip Insider report. A source, who we'll call Flagstaff Insider, is connected to a junior member of the production crew. This source has told us, on the condition of anonymity, that the apology arc for Kody was not organic. It was, in their words, a heavily produced, contractually obligated mandate from the network. According to our source, TLC's research showed that Kody's brand had become irredeemably toxic to a huge portion of the female demographic, which is the show's bread and butter. The network executives allegedly held a crisis meeting and decided that, for the show to have any future, Kody needed a redemption arc, starting with apologies. Here's the bombshell from the source. They had to film the apology scene between Kody and Gabe 3 times. The first 2 times, Kody couldn't even get the words out. He kept turning it around, saying things like, "I'm sorry you feel that way," or "I'm sorry if you misunderstood my intentions." Gabe apparently walked off the set the second time. The producers were panicking. They had to take Kody aside for nearly an hour, with Robyn allegedly on the phone with him, coaching him on what to say. The version you will see on TV is a heavily edited Frankenstein cut of the 3rd take, and it's still incredibly tense. So when TLC says heartfelt apologies, what we might be seeing is a man being forced to read from a script he doesn't believe, all to save his paycheck. And the heartfelt part will be the raw, unfiltered pain and skepticism on the faces of his children who can see right through it. That's a very different kind of powerful, isn't it? It's the power of a network trying to manipulate a narrative and a family crumbling under the pressure. Pillar 3, life-altering turning points. This is the big one. This is the catch-all for the real meat of the season. A turning point can mean anything. For Christine, it was getting married. For Meri, it was finally officially leaving. But for the 3 people left in Flagstaff, Kody, Robyn, and Janelle, the turning points are far more complex and, according to our reports, far more contentious. The biggest turning point revolves around the one thing that has haunted this family for years: Coyote Pass. That land isn't just a patch of dirt. It's a graveyard of dreams, a financial black hole, and the last legal thread connecting all these women to Kody. An insider report suggests that the central conflict of Season 20 is a full-blown legal and financial civil war over that property. Janelle, who poured her entire life savings into that land, is done waiting. She wants her money out. Our source claims we will see scenes of Janelle meeting with a financial advisor and a real estate lawyer, exploring her options. Her options are force a buyout from Cody and Robin, or force a sale of the entire property by taking them to court to partition the land. Think about the implications. This isn't just an emotional argument over family dinners anymore. This is lawyers, contracts, and legal threats. This is Janelle, the quiet, logical one, finally going nuclear to secure her future and the future of her children. Now that is a life-altering turning point, and it sets the stage for our main theory of the season. So, we have the receipts, we have the insider whispers. Now, let's assemble the puzzle. COCO Gossip's exclusive theory is that TLC is calling Season 20 the most powerful season yet because the narrative is no longer about saving a plural family. It's about a 3-front war meticulously crafted for maximum drama and therefore maximum ratings. Front number 1, the legal war. Janelle versus Cody and Robin. This is the main event. As we theorized, this season will pivot from emotional disputes to a cold, hard legal battle over assets. The drama is no longer will Kody visit Janelle's apartment, it's will Janelle's lawyer serve Kody with papers on camera. Think of the scenes this generates. Cody and Robin, already financially strapped, having to face the reality of either coming up with hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy Janelle out, or losing the land entirely. We'll see Robyn in tears, not about the principle of the family, but about the very real possibility of having to sell her $1 million home to pay off a debt. We'll see Kody, the self-proclaimed patriarch and king of his castle, being rendered powerless by a legal system he can't bully or manipulate. Our Flagstaff insider source adds a crucial piece of context here. They said, the tension around the Coyote Pass issue was so real that Kody and Janelle could not be in the same room without a producer acting as a mediator. Kody sees her wanting her money back as the ultimate betrayal, a knife in his back. He allegedly screamed at a producer off camera, "She was supposed to be the loyal one. She's just like Christine." This is the primary engine of the season's conflict. It's real, it has high stakes, and it will force everyone to show their true colors. Front number 2, the emotional war. The children versus the father. This is the heart of the show. TLC knows the audience is overwhelmingly on the side of the OG kids. Kody's apology tour will be the backdrop for this front. But it won't be a story of healing. It will be a story of accountability. We will see raw, painful conversations. We'll likely see more of Gabe and Garrison standing their ground. We'll see Isabel discussing her father's absence during her surgery. We'll see Savannah, who has been living with Janelle, articulate her own feelings of abandonment. Our production source gave us another chilling detail. They claim that during one of the family meetings where Kody was supposed to be mending fences, he brought Robyn along for support. The source says this was a catastrophic mistake. The OG kids shut down immediately. You could feel the air go out of the room. One of the kids, and I'm not sure who, allegedly said, "We can't have a real conversation with her here. She's not a neutral party." Robyn reportedly started crying, Kody got defensive, and the whole thing blew up. It proved to the kids that he is incapable of having a relationship with them that doesn't involve Robyn's approval. This front is designed to pull at the heartstrings. It's tragic, it's compelling, and it will solidify the audience's allegiance to the kids and the ex-wives, casting Kody and Robyn further onto their isolated island. This isn't a redemption arc. It's the final nail in the coffin of Kody's patriarchy. Front number 3, the optics war. Christine's heaven versus Robyn's hell. This is the psychological warfare component. Every single scene of Christine's new life, her beautiful wedding, her laughing with David, her traveling, her being surrounded by her happy children and grandchildren, is a direct attack on the narrative Kody and Robyn have been spinning for years. They claimed that leaving the family meant leaving happiness, that misery awaited anyone who abandoned the big picture. Christine is living, breathing proof that this was a lie. Season 20 will be a masterclass in editing, juxtaposing Christine's vibrant, joyful life in Utah with the dark, cramped, and miserable emotional landscape of Kody and Robyn's mansion in Flagstaff. Imagine this sequence. A shot of Christine and David kissing on a beach in Hawaii, laughing. Hard cut to Robyn crying at her kitchen table about how unfair everything is. Shot of Christine's kids all gathered for a happy family dinner at her house. Hard cut to Kody ranting in a confessional about how his children have betrayed him. This isn't just storytelling. It's a deliberate campaign to create a villain and a hero, or rather, a queen and a jester. And it's incredibly effective. It validates the audience's feelings, gives them the payoff they've been waiting for, and keeps them tuning in every week to watch Christine win and Robyn and Kody lose. So, when TLC says powerful, they don't just mean emotionally. They mean a powerful combination of legal drama, heartbreaking family dynamics, and a psychological victory lap that has been years in the making. It's a perfectly engineered ratings machine. Now let's zoom in on the epicenter of the earthquake. Kody and Robyn's house, or as fans have lovingly nicknamed it, She-Ra Chateau. Everything we've discussed so far, the legal threats from Janelle, the emotional rebellion of the kids, the shining example of Christine, all of these missiles are aimed directly at this one household. So how are they coping? Well, if our sources are correct, not well at all. Season 19 ended with them in a state of self-imposed isolation, clinging to their narrative that they were the victims, the loyal ones abandoned by a disloyal family. Season 20, we're told, will see that fortress begin to crumble from the inside. Our Flagstaff insider shared a particularly juicy, though completely confirmed, tidbit. The financial strain is allegedly a massive source of conflict between Kody and Robyn. Robyn, accustomed to a certain lifestyle funded by the collective income of 4 wives, is now facing a reality where the money is drying up. The show is their primary source of income, and Kody's other ventures are not, shall we say, booming. The source claims, "There was a hot mic moment captured during a lunch setup that will probably never air but was talked about by everyone on crew. Robyn was talking to Kody about their budget, and she said something to the effect of, 'I didn't sign up to be monogamous and broke, Kody. I signed up for a celestial kingdom with support. This isn't what you promised.' Kody apparently got very quiet and the producers had to change the subject. It shows the cracks are not just about the family leaving, but about the lifestyle they've lost. This adds a fascinating new layer to Robyn's character. Is her grief truly about the loss of her sister wives, or is it about the loss of her financial security blanket? Our exclusive theory is that Robyn's turning point this season will be the horrifying realization that she has won Kody, but lost the Empire. She is the queen of a bankrupt kingdom. And what about Kody? His turning point is allegedly even darker. We're told by the production source that as the season progresses and as his attempts at apology backfire and the legal pressure from Janelle mounts, Kody retreats further into anger and paranoia. The source said, "He's become obsessed with the idea that there's a conspiracy against him orchestrated by Christine and Janelle and cheered on by the public. He spends hours reading online comments about himself. He sees betrayal everywhere. The powerful part of his story isn't a journey towards enlightenment. It's watching a man completely lose his grip on reality, on camera, for the world to see. It's compelling, but it's also deeply unsettling to watch." So, the dynamic inside the big house is not one of a united front. It's one of a panicked queen trying to salvage her lifestyle and a paranoid king building walls around a throne that no longer holds any power. And that, my friends, is must-see TV. Welcome back to COCO Gossip, my beautiful people. If you're just joining us, we've already uncovered the potential sham behind Kody's apology tour and the brewing financial panic inside Cody and Robin's mansion. We've laid out our exclusive theory that Season 20 is a three-front war designed for maximum ratings. But we are just getting started. Now we turn our attention to the women who have escaped, the ones who are finally taking back their power. Let's start with the woman who is about to become Kody Brown's greatest legal nightmare, Janelle. Janelle Brown has always been the stoic, logical, and often frustratingly passive member of the family. For years, we have watched her be ignored, dismissed, and underserved, and we've screamed at our TVs, "Janelle, leave!" In Season 19, she finally did, moving into her own apartment and declaring herself separated. But Season 20, according to our reports, is where she goes from separated to savage. We've already touched upon the central theory that Janelle is lawyering up over Coyote Pass. Let's dive deeper into what that actually means for the show. A legal battle is not just about angry phone calls. It involves depositions, financial disclosures, and formal proceedings. While we may not see the inside of a courtroom, the preparation for that battle is television gold. Our Flagstaff insider source has given us another but electrifying report. They claim that Janelle, at the urging of Christine, agreed to have a TLC camera crew follow her to an initial consultation with a lawyer who specializes in high-conflict divorces and asset division. The source says, "This scene is the linchpin of the entire season. You see Janelle, calm and composed, laying out years of financial contributions. She brings receipts, bank statements, wire transfers, proof of the inheritance she put into the family pot. She lays it all out, and the lawyer basically tells her she has an ironclad case to force a sale of the property to recoup her investment. The look on her face when the lawyer validates her position is the definition of powerful. It's the moment she realizes she holds all the cards. This is the ultimate power shift. For over 2 decades, Kody has held the financial and spiritual power. He made the decisions. He moved them from state to state. He controlled the money. That single scene, if it airs, shatters that entire dynamic. It reframes Janelle not as a victim, but as a shrewd investor who is coming to collect her due. Furthermore, this legal fight will have a domino effect on the children. Our source alleges that Kody will attempt to use the kids as leverage against Janelle. There's a scene, the source claims, where Kody calls Savannah and tries to talk to her about how her mother is destroying the family's land legacy. It backfires spectacularly. Savannah, who has been quiet for so long, apparently tells him, "My mom is just trying to secure our future. You haven't done that." It's a brutal, honest moment from a child who has had a front row seat to neglect. So, Janelle's arc is not just about her own liberation. It's about her becoming the financial and emotional warrior for her children, fighting to get back what they are owed from a system that has taken everything from them. It's a true underdog story, and it's a narrative that TLC will ride all the way to the bank. But Janelle isn't the only one building a new empire. Let's talk about the Queen of Leahy, Christine Brown Woolley. As we discussed, her happiness is the perfect narrative counterpoint to the Flagstaff misery. We'll see the wedding, we'll see the happy family moments. But the real story of Christine's power, the one happening behind the scenes, is even more compelling. This brings us to our most explosive, exclusive insider report of all. This comes from a different source, someone with connections to talent agencies that work with reality stars. Let's call them Hollywood handlers. Hollywood Handler claims that in the break between season 19 and 20, Christine and Janelle, represented by new management, pitched a spin-off show to a production company that is a direct competitor to the one that produces Sister Wives. The working title was allegedly Life After Polygamy, and the concept was a hybrid lifestyle reality show following the two of them as they navigate single life, dating, new careers, and raising their children outside the confines of the Brown family dogma. According to Hollywood Handler, they filmed what's called a sizzle reel. It was a 5-minute, highly produced trailer for the show. It showed them laughing, cooking together, Janelle going on a date, Christine giving her advice. It was light, funny, and incredibly empowering. The pitch was that this is the show the Sister Wives audience has been begging for. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The competing production company was very interested, but word of this pitch accidentally leaked back to TLC and the Sister Wives production team, and they allegedly freaked out. Why? Because a Christine and Janelle spinoff is a direct threat to the mothership. It would siphon off a huge portion of their audience. It would make the original show, with its dark and repetitive Cody and Robin are miserable plotline, look even less appealing. Our exclusive theory, based on this report, is that TLC's entire strategy for season 20 is a direct response to this spin-off threat. They had to make season 20 the most powerful season yet to compete with the show Christine and Janelle were threatening to create. They had to give Janelle a powerful, proactive storyline, the legal battle, to keep her locked into a contract. They had to give Kody a redemption arc, to try and make him a more palatable protagonist. Hollywood Handler says, TLC essentially had to pay up and promise them the moon. Christine and Janelle reportedly got significant salary bumps for season 20, and more importantly, more creative control over their own storylines. They were no longer just reacting to Kody, they were driving the narrative. The power in this season isn't just on screen, it's the behind-the-scenes power that Christine and Janelle now wield over a network that is terrified of losing them. This changes everything. Every scene we watch should be viewed through this lens. Is Janelle's legal fight something she wanted or something the network encouraged to create drama and keep her on the show? Is Christine's constant, radiant happiness a reality or a carefully curated narrative weaponized to prove her value to the network? It's a chess game, and Christine and Janelle are no longer pawns. They're queens, and they are taking over the board. And then there's Meri. Oh, Meri. For years, the eternal question has been, why does she stay? Now the question is, why is she still on the show? She has officially, legally, and spiritually left. She lives in another state, so why is she a main cast member in season 20? The cynical answer is a paycheck. But the narrative answer, the one TLC is crafting, might be far more interesting. We've seen Meri on social media, living her best life, traveling with friends, running her B&B, but our production source tells us that her story this season is not about her happy new life. It's about closing the book on her old one, and it involves a final, devastating confrontation. The official line will be about Meri finding her voice. But our insider report points to a much more specific and bitter conflict. The source claims that the real, unfilmed drama between Meri and the rest of the family, specifically Robyn, is about money. The source alleges Meri poured a fortune into the family over the years, especially during the early Las Vegas days when she was the only one with a stable, conventional job. She helped with the down payment on Robyn's huge house in Vegas. She contributed to the family pot that eventually bought Coyote Pass and paid for Robyn's current mansion. When she left, she essentially walked away with nothing but her B&B, which she bought with her own MLM money. There is a deep, simmering resentment there that she was used as a human ATM for years. This season, the source claims, we will see this resentment finally boil over. The turning point for Meri will be a filmed sit-down conversation, not with Kody, but with Robyn. They call it a closure conversation, the source says, but it turns into a brutal confrontation. Meri, for the first time, allegedly lays out a list of financial contributions and asks Robyn, point blank, how she sleeps at night in a house that Meri's money helped buy. While Meri was treated like dirt, it's the one conversation Robyn can't cry her way out of, because it's not about feelings. It's about phone, hard cash. This would be a monumental moment. It would recontextualize Meri's entire journey, from a woman pining for Kody's affection to a woman demanding financial justice. It would also explain her continued presence on the show. This confrontation is her final paycheck, her pound of flesh, her chance to speak her truth on the biggest stage possible before she walks away for good. Our exclusive theory is that Meri's powerful arc is one of financial and emotional reclamation. She is there to collect a debt, not a legal debt like Janelle, but a moral one, and she's going to do it with millions of people watching, ensuring that her side of the story of the loyal first wife who was bled dry and then discarded, is the one that goes down in history. It's not just an ending, it's a reckoning. Now, we have to be responsible for gossip. We've built a case for a truly explosive, game-changing season based on these reports and theories, but there's a massive elephant in the room: viewer burnout. Season 19 was, for many, a slog. It was repetitive. The same circular arguments in Robyn's living room, the same non-resolutions, the same sense of watching a family decompose in real time. A lot of fans took to social media to complain about Cody and Robin fatigue. They were tired of the negativity and just wanted to see Christine's new life. So, the biggest counterpoint to TLC's hype is this: what if nobody cares anymore? What if the audience is so exhausted by the toxicity of the Flagstaff storyline that they won't tune in no matter how powerful the network claims it is? It's a very real possibility that the damage done in previous seasons is irreversible. Viewers might just wait for clips of Christine and Janelle to hit TikTok and skip the full episode entirely. However, I'm going to counter the counterpoint. What if TLC and the producers are keenly aware of this fatigue? What if this entire three-front war narrative we've outlined is a direct and calculated antidote to that fatigue? They're not giving us the same old story. Instead of Janelle being passive, they're giving us Janelle the legal eagle. Instead of Kody's rants going unchallenged, they're giving us his kids standing up to him in his apology tour, failing. Instead of Meri lingering on the sidelines, they're giving her a final dramatic confrontation over money, and they're balancing all of this darkness with the radiant light of Christine's new life. It's a strategic overhaul. They are attempting to transform the show from a slow-motion tragedy into a high-stakes drama about justice and vindication. They are giving the heroes, the ex-wives, active, powerful storylines and forcing the villains, Cody and Robin, to face real-world consequences. It's a risky gambit, but it might be the only way to combat the burnout and bring viewers back to the table. So, this brings us to the final multi-million-dollar question that will hang over the September 28th premiere. Will the ratings spike, confirming that TLC's high-drama strategy worked? Or was the Season 19 fatigue real and terminal, proving that the audience has finally moved on? Everything we've uncovered today, from the alleged forced apologies to the secret spinoff threats and the impending legal war, suggests that, for the first time in years, something is actually going to happen on this show. The stalemate is over. The Cold War has turned hot. The premiere episode will be our first clue. So here is your COCO Gossip Watch plan. When you tune in, don't just watch the show. Look for the evidence. 1. Watch Kody's language. When he apologizes, does it sound genuine or does it sound stilted and coached? Look for phrases like, "I'm sorry you feel that way." That's the telltale sign of a forced apology. 2. Monitor Janelle's eyes. When the conversation turns to Coyote Pass or money, watch Janelle. Is there a new hardness there? A new resolve? Is she talking about her future and her investment in a way she never has before? 3. Analyze Robyn's crying. When Robyn cries this season, ask yourself, is she crying about the family or is she crying about finances and her lifestyle? Listen for the subtext behind her tears. Are they tears of loss or tears of fear? 4. Count the crosscuts. Pay attention to the editing. How many times do they cut directly from a miserable scene in Flagstaff to a joyous one in Utah with Christine? The frequency of those cuts will tell you everything you need to know about the war of optics they are waging. This season is poised to be either the show's greatest comeback or its final dying breath. And either way, we will be here to document every single juicy, scandalous, and powerful moment. What do you guys think? Are you buying the hype? Do you believe our insider reports? Which storyline are you most excited to see play out? Let me know everything down in the comments. I read every single one. All right, my gorgeous gossipers, that is all the tea I have to spill for today. It has been a pleasure digging through the dirt with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our episode-by-episode breakdown of this wild season. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot to talk about. Until next time, stay fabulous and stay gossiping. Bye!